Anyway, today I'm going to talk about oneness. Let's get over this hump. Are you ready? Yeah, send me some energy right now. Okay, here we go. We can never obtain peace in our outer world until we make peace with ourselves. I want you to think about that because the outer world right now kind of looks like a little bit of chaos, doesn't it? Does anybody think it feels chaotic? Yeah, it feels like, okay, so how are we going to do that? You know, it was interesting when we were up at Tiger's Nest in Bhutan, when we asked the monk, I forget who asked the question, how do you pray for all this chaos that's going on in the world? And he said, I pray to be empty. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I didn't say that out loud. But I sat there in the honorary teacher chair. Empty? What does empty mean? And then I realized what he was talking about. Because I go to that place where none of it moves me. That's the place where peace resides, where none of the chaos outside moves that inner being. So when I get at peace with that, when I can move into that emptiness, then I've really succeeded at putting everything in its right place. Now that also means I have to watch the world unfold. But the challenge is, can I go back to the emptiness as it continues to unfold? Do you see what I'm saying? We embrace the quality of being honest and strive to let our inner convictions match our outer actions. We express wholeness, honesty, and fairness in our relationships and activities. This comes directly from Dr. Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind textbook. We want to have that quality of being honest to strive to let our inner convictions move forward. And when we do that, we express wholeness. So once I move from that emptiness, where do I go? How do I phrase this? Like Brad was saying earlier, how do we actually start projecting in and start creating for our lives what we want to experience? Not just in the center, but in your own personal life. We do that because we want to go from that place of honesty. What do I want in my life? What do I want? Not what am I able to get, but what are my desires? Because I tell you what, my desires are always bigger than my reality. Anybody ever notice that? My wants, does anybody have a huge list of wants? Stop it. Nobody has a list of wants. And okay, 3 people. All right, I'm going on. Move on. I'm just doing it. Sound relations with others do not permit any selfishness. What good we desire for ourselves, we must also desire for them. Trey and I have been moving through an interesting experience. We had a friend who recently lost their second sibling to drug addiction. And watching our friend go through this experience, it's changed how we look at the people living outside of Rite Aid or at a bus stop. It's just changed our perspective. You know, I never think about wanting, I think about wanting for myself, but I never think about wanting for them. Especially I don't think about wanting for them what I want for myself. And why is that? Why have I drawn a line in the sand and said, okay, these people I would want to experience what I experience, but not these other people over here? Have you ever experienced, you don't have to admit to it, but have you ever experienced that sense of conflict? But then to watch the suffering of our friend go through this process, even though he himself has been challenged with that issue himself, to watch the pain of that unfold, it blows your mind, and you think, how am I changing what's happening out there in front of me? And the first place it has to change is up here, and then through here, and then through here, to do something about it. To not just think about it, not just talk about it, but to actually do something about it. Next thing, life is one enormous cooperative, interrelated creation. Wow, is that not true feeling at times? Wow, Freud. All right. Ancient Chinese philosopher said, the world is ruled by letting things take their course. Wow. Can you sit with that for a minute? Are your intestines bunching up? Because I know mine are when I read that. But some things just have to take their course. I have news for you. They're taking their course either way. Right? Buddha said, what is, right? So they're taking their course either way. I can either engage in a negative energy and enlist all of my friends to do the same, or I can enlist my friends to start seeing that whatever is transpiring for some higher or greater good. We may not see it at the moment, but we certainly know what it will be like. And I don't know how we're going to get from there to there, but I'm not God, so I don't have to know the how. But I certainly have to begin to change the way I think about it, or I'm going to sit with my friends all the time and talk about what I call awfulize. We'll go to the Waffle House and awfulize. Waffling at the waffling, right? Where we all get together and complain about stuff and how awful it is. And that's not putting anything into the universe to fix anything. That's just awfulizing at the Waffle House. As we come to learn to cooperate with life and our fellow humans, we are more nearly expressing the order and harmony that reside in the mind of God. As we move to that and we learn to cooperate, we're moving into that balance of harmony and love with other people. And we've seen that in cultures. Heck, we've seen this in our own culture. I'm just thinking about how 20-some years ago, never mind, too long, how there was us and them, when it came to like us adopting a kid, it was like totally illegal, and yet in the mind of God, there was something that needed love to come forward. And so, yeah, the more we start to cooperate with our fellow human beings, we realize it's not the fight, it's the cooperation. It's not the fight, it's learning to stop the fight so we can cooperate, co-create in your own life. In your own mental battles, it's time to stop the fight within yourself and start cooperating with what you have and what you've done. You've done a great job of living. Look at you. Someday I'm going to go to Assembly of God Church and they're going to go, amen, brother. Lay down and start speaking in tongues. All right. And there's one person we must learn to get along with above all others. That person is ourself. We must never belittle ourselves, never dislike yourself, never resent what we are or the way we feel, and stop feeling guilty in any way. Yeah? That's the start. How can you be anything to anybody else if you're doing this to yourself? So that's the start. That's the healing balm. Marilyn Monroe said, imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. Hey. You like that? Yes. Embrace your weirdness. Oh my God, I love that. I've been doing that for years. In fact, I keep adding to it. I keep trying to say, oh, how weird how messed up can you get? Oh, I can show you. Let's try this. When you think about it, that is. Imperfection is beauty. Madness is genius. And it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. Next thing, God created us. We are in its image and likeness. We've done many things wrong. Anybody ever do anything wrong? And perhaps we are not what or where we'd like to be in life. That's the way there is. But Mary Tyler Moore said this, you can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you. So you may not be where you want to be, but have some bravery, some courage, and know that it can change. So those little bumps that you've had on your head, thank God. Thank God for those little bumps on the head. Instead of cursing them out, look at them and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, it is allowing me to move forward with greater conviction in the things that I think are important to my life. Praise the universe for saying, I know we don't ever think that after something happens to us, we should go, well, thank you, God, for this chaos. Does anybody ever say that? I mean, okay, one. Okay, we got you. You're a saint, okay? It must have come from the Catholic Church. Okay. Just kidding. But for everybody else, right? We've all done things like this, and now it gives us the courage to stand in conviction to the things we truly vision. It gives us the ability to look forward and envision what we really want. The larger possibility is always ahead of us. We can start becoming more of it right now, start moving out of what we want or what we are into what we want to be. Always be a first-rate version of yourself instead of a second-rate version of somebody else. Move into where you want, what you see as this vision in your life and for this center. Don't take the second route, take the first. I always say, don't think about plan B. Everybody always is trying to think about plan B. No, the more power you give to plan B, the more plan B is going to be the plan. Stick to A. If you need B, then start thinking about it. Until then, stick with the A plan. Agreed? Yes. Got it. Here we go. The moment we start to get on good terms with ourselves, all else falls into place. For then we will be in harmony with God, and God includes us and everything and everyone else. Our attitude towards life determines life's attitude toward us. That's the simplifying of that phrase. The second I come into some resolution, and not necessarily resignation, because that just means I'm kind of like resigned to it, but there is a sense of resignation to say, I don't have to pick up the gauntlet anymore and fight over this. It's not that important. I'm willing to lay it down so that I can move forward in whatever experience I'm looking to have. But I have to lay that thing down first, because a lot of us think we put our gauntlet down, but we put it in the back pocket. You know who you are. And then when given the opportunity, you pull that thing out and throw it down again. Anybody? Don't look at your spouses. That's not good to do. All right? Here we go. Stop wearing your wishbone where your backbone ought to be. Hey. Let's not wish. Let's not even hope. Let's know. Knowing has a backbone. Everything else is weaker than that. We're not going to negotiate this. We're not going to, plead for something. No. What did you learn in prayer? We had 91 people in prayer class. I'm expecting all of you to be in self-mastery tomorrow at 6 o'clock. That's where you get to figure out how to create that backbone and stand and authorize your new experiences in life. Learn to stand and authorize your experience in life. And if you don't know how to do that, that's exactly why you show up tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Maybe 1:45, because there's going to be a lot of people. But that's what we're talking about. Learn how to do that. Let me tell you, if you'd already learned it, things probably would have been different. Ooh, now he's getting bitchy. Okay, next thing. Last slide. Vince Lombardi. You know what a sports fan I am. Is Vince Lombardi sports? Okay, thank God. I just realized that. I thought, holy God, I'm thinking of Guy Lombardo. Well, I spent every New Year's Eve with him and my grandmother. Hey. Vince Lombardi said this, and I like this because it plugs in. actually, it doesn't sound like Vince Lombardi's a metaphysician, but confidence is contagious. So is the lack of confidence. And then we can plug in love is contagious, peace is contagious, joy, health, prosperity, laughter, happiness. All of it is contagious, right? And the lack of it is also contagious. Let's concentrate on the building of something, not the lack of something. Concentrate on the building and creation instead of the destruction and the unhappiness of a situation. Learn to reframe this and whatever is going on in your world so that it becomes a constructive energy. I was thinking, when I did the prayer circle today, I was thinking that we've been in this center, I think, 30-some years, but for 46 years, the science of mind has been taught. And for 30 years, in this room, the soil under you, the people that walked on this soil, the leaders, Deepak Chopra and Wayne Dyer and Tom Costa, and Louise Hay and Terry Cole Whitaker, all those people were up there on this soil right here motivating people, and on that soil that you stand on, there you have your feet on right now, there was a vibration that moved up through people and it healed them of whatever discourse or dis-ease or disorganization was in their life. But it healed them. So there's a vibration right here in this room. And I always hear, well, there's no more God in this spot than that spot. Well, bull, I think there's a lot of God right in here. And there's a vibration in here, and you feel that vibration. When you come in and we sing and we meditate and you feel it, and you begin to cry or you begin to laugh or whatever that is, that's the universe moving by means of you, saying there is more love and peace and joy to experience in your life. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up out of the slumber and know that this is all possible for you. Don't stop. Don't stop. That's the problem. Once you stop, it's hard to get the holy roll back up again, isn't it? Stop working out for a couple weeks. Oh my God, I got to go to the gym. I haven't been there for like 3 weeks, so let's go get mimosas instead. Always a better answer. Doesn't matter how slow you go, as long as you don't stop. It doesn't matter how slow we go, as long as we don't stop. That's for your own life, and that's for the life of this center. And for my life. Doesn't matter how slow we go. What matters is that we just keep moving on. Building and expanding with excitement and energy and enthusiasm. That's what's going to continue to flow, not only on this vibrating surface that that's been here for decades, but in your own life as well. Just don't stop. All of that is contagious. Movement is also contagious. Once it starts, you just keep going along. We're fine and getting better. Your life may not look the way you want it to look at this moment, but don't stop. Show up tomorrow at 6. I got news for you. You're going to be 10 weeks older in 10 weeks anyway. The only difference is that your life you could have a whole different outlook on your life. How do you think I started in my class? I started doing class. I sat right where Ruth Ann is, but right here in the seat. Who would ever thought? When you take your first class, that's going to change everything. But that's all it takes. It takes one connection to it. It's just like the one connection to create something that's going to be vibrant the rest of your life. Show up and be part of life. Grab it. Be part of yours and a part of this. It's an amazing place to be. Look at all of you. This place is packed. Now, everybody needs to bring 4 friends next week so we can pack 2 services. Because if you believe in the message, offer them brunch. Feed them and they will come. Why do you think I'm feeding you before the Wednesday night service? Feed them. Feed them and they will come. We have an amazing teaching that needs to leave this building and spread out into the world, and that can only happen by means of us. Thank you so much for your service today. Thank you for being here.